Vanderbilt at Florida. Well, hasn't been real pretty here for Vandy, and the spread here reflects that minus 18, and the total here currently sits at 52. The Gators, uh, well, they lost it last year, right? Uh, by a touchdown. They were two touchdown underdogs last year, and Vandy nipped them. So you do have a little bit of revenge here again. Vanderbilt, they're 0-5. They're 0-5 against the spread. They lost by 17 to Missouri as a 14-point dog. I think I tried to play Vandy for some reason. Don't know necessarily what I was thinking because to me right now, this Vandy team has about as many issues as any team. But the quarterback could be back this week. Oh, I thought I just saw an update on him this morning with Swan, so you'll have to forgive me here now, and I'm gonna have to check this injury report here. And Swan is upgraded to probable. That came in yesterday afternoon. So Swan upgraded to probable for the game. I mean, he's got good numbers. There's no doubt about it. But last week, Vanderbilt was outgained 530 to 300. And they did only trail by 10 points late, and they, kind of closed the gap there. But as far as Florida is concerned, they got off to a bad start in that game against Kentucky. We had Kentucky as a premium in that game. We thought it was not, again, Kentucky to me is one of the better teams in the SEC. I think we all can agree. I mean, they're not up there with the elites, but if you talk about that middle group, they're kind of. I think they proved it against Florida. Yeah, they were at home. Who cares? Kentucky beat you, Florida. And that's not supposed to happen in this world, but it did. Vanderbilt 0-12 straight up, 4-8 against the spread in SEC road openers, and their average loss in those games is over 22 points. But Florida, they do play South Carolina next. I don't know if that's too much of a look ahead, but does Florida have enough offense these days to cover a number like this right now? I think against this Vanderbilt team, they just might. I think Vanderbilt this might be kind of an unprecedented bad, and Vandy's had some bad teams over the years. Yeah, they've had some comeback, had some show. Look, they won this game last year. Maybe they have something there against Florida that can help them stay in here. But this feels like a bounce back, a revenge. It's got all that here. It's probably going to be, pretty close to the number, but a 3 touchdowns seems possible here for me. I'm taking Florida on the show here. I'll lay this. It opened 19.5 and is down to 18. And I don't know, 17 is a more common point for a game to fall on than 18. So maybe even worth, people say that, it's not worth buying any points when you get farther away from zero. But remember this. The game is supposed to land where it's supposed to land. So really a 7-point game is supposed to be a 7-point game, and an 18-point game is supposed to be an 18-point game. Now there is going to be more variance as the score gets higher. I'm not talking totals. I'm talking size. But I still think it's worth in a football game making sure you have the best possible number, even if you are. And I don't mind spreading it out also. Just make sure you have the bulk of your play on that best number. But I don't mind laying more as well. It's all relative. So, in fact, a bigger spread should have more variance, which can be good or bad. Obviously. Okay. So here we go. I'll take the Gators in this one. I'm going to lay 18 points here with the Gators against Vandy, because you got to wonder how does feel a little bit funny with some of the numbers that Florida has been able to put up. But yeah, I'll still lay it. Vandy, they were outgained by Missouri by 232 yards and are averaging just 75 yards per game so far against Division One opponents. All right. Finally, we got to play out. Okay, I was always waiting for somebody to come in with a play here on this one. And Ferner says he's got under 52 and blowout. Ferner, go and make sure I'm reading that. I'm just going to think you're saying Florida blows them out, right? Or are you actually going Vandy? I'm not ridiculing or anything. It's just worded different there, and want to make sure I got you on record. Under 52, they'll blow out Vandy. Florida will blow out Vandy. That's what I'm going with. So I think, I'm thinking you're going with me. As far as the total right now, I might be on a premium here, so I'm not going to kind of talk about that too much. So I've got Florida in a blowout. And again, if you got it, let me know if you got Vandy as a big dog shocking them. Because there are definitely plenty of reasons to think why Florida, I don't know about blowout, but, you know, covering a big number could be an issue. Just not against Vandy right now. To me, this looks bad, and I think it will turn around for Vandy. I think all the they're look, their stadiums, they're working on things right in that stadium right now. I know there's a road game. I'm talking about in general for Vandy, some of their issues that they're faced with, right? You're getting some of these other teams in there. Remember, some of these teams are they're in these conferences. What can you say? I mean, if you were starting a conference over, probably wouldn't have Vandy. But what are you going to do? But it also gives supports those. Hey, you can't go playing Georgia Southern every game, so might as well beat up on Vandy. All right, you guys, great, appreciate you, Emmanuel.